So, it looks like Apple has finally decided to do something fans didn't think they actually would. The iPhone 18 Pro Max might lose a feature Apple spent years building, and depending on how this plays out, this could be one of Apple's smartest decisions in a long time. And that's just the first change. There are a few more updates coming to the iPhone 18 Pros that quietly say a lot about where Apple is headed next. Let's start with the change that affects everything you see. It appears that Apple is finally moving the Face ID completely under the display to achieve a full immersive display, something Android phones have had for years. At the same time, both of the iPhone 18 Pro models are getting a punch-hole camera design. And yes, that also means the pill-shaped notch is finally going away. And this isn't some random leak floating around. This came from a reputable report, and it's backed up by display analysts like Ross Young. So yeah, this one is about as legit as leaks get. That's a massive shift for Apple, especially considering how hard Apple pushed the dynamic island as a new way to use your iPhone. Yes, they've been slowly shrinking this for years, but this is the biggest display change since Face ID first showed up. Android users have had that kind of display experience for years. Apple's just arriving now. And yes, they will market it as the biggest revolution they have ever made. But this is where things get complicated. Apple's Face ID system is way more complex than just a camera, which most Android phones use. It's infrared sensors, dot projectors, flood illuminators, all working together. Still, not everyone might be happy right now. Some fans might be worried about missing the dynamic island. And honestly, I get why. Apple built real features around it. So just removing it outright doesn't really make sense. Apple now has to rethink how all of that works. Plus, the first generation tech always comes with concerns. But if this works, it pretty clearly sets up Apple's end goal, a fully notch-less display in the future. Now, that's just the front. The back of the iPhone 18 Pro is also getting a pretty serious upgrade, especially if you care about photography. For the first time, Apple is expected to add a mechanical variable aperture to at least one rear camera, most likely the 48-megapixel main sensor. What this does for you is give you more control. The lens can physically open and close instead of relying purely on software tricks. You can adjust the aperture manually. A wider aperture helps in low light, and a narrower aperture gives you sharper images in bright scenes and better depth control. Samsung tried this years ago with the Galaxy S9, and Sony still uses it on Xperia phones. So this isn't something brand new, but it will be a massive improvement. For photography fans, this is huge. Now Apple is likely to keep both of these features for both of the iPhone 18 Pro models. But Apple is also finally fixing a hardware experiment that didn't land the way they hoped for the entire iPhone 18 models. iPhone 16 series introduced the camera control button with touch, haptics, and swipe gestures. But according to leaks, things are about to change. The capacitive touch and swipe gestures are expected to be removed, leaving only pressure-based input. And honestly, this was overdue. A lot of users accidentally triggered swipes while shooting photos, which was frustrating. Apple's done this before. Remember 3D Touch? When it confused people, they removed it and simplified things. This feels like the same move, but it will make the camera operation more reliable. Apple is also testing an under-display camera for its upcoming iPhone Fold. If you want the full picture, that video breaks it all down. This is TechTix, and I will see you there.